Think Police Academy was just harmless slapstick? Think again. Beneath the chaos, pranks, and absurd humor lies a treasure trove of shocking secrets and bizarre production tales. From wild casting changes to on-set disasters and moments too strange to script, this comedy classic had it all. Here are 20 weird facts about Police Academy even the biggest fans never saw coming. Number 1. Michael Winslow isn't just the guy who makes crazy noises. He also supplied a lot of the film's recorded PA announcements and incidental sound effects. Michael Winslow wasn't just the on-screen comedic genius known for his outrageous sound effects. He was an essential behind-the-scenes contributor as well. While audiences loved watching him as Larvell Jones, delivering jaw-dropping beatbox routines and perfectly timed vocal gags, Winslow's talents went far beyond his visible performances. Nicknamed the Man of 10,000 Sound Effects, he lent his extraordinary vocal abilities to the film's off-camera world, providing a range of practical sounds that enriched the movie's environment. Many of the public address announcements and ambient noises that fill the hallways and training grounds of the Academy were actually Winslow's work, cleverly recorded and layered into the soundtrack. His contributions blurred the line between character and environment, making the world of the Academy feel livelier and more immersive. Later interviews and production notes confirm that Winslow's voice effects skills were so integral that they became a subtle, omnipresent presence throughout the film, shaping its comedic rhythm and giving even the smallest background moment a hint of his signature energy. Number 2. Much of Police Academy was filmed on the grounds of a former psychiatric hospital in Toronto. Much of Police Academy owes its distinctive visual style to the real-world locations used during filming. The exterior shots of the titular academy, along with numerous other scenes, were staged on the grounds of the former Lakeshore Psychiatric Hospital in Toronto. The sprawling campus, with its austere institutional buildings, long corridors, and imposing brick facades, provided the perfect backdrop for the chaotic and comedic training sequences. Its architecture, rigid, symmetrical, and slightly forbidding, lent a sense of authenticity and contrast to the film's zany antics, amplifying the humor of rookies fumbling through drills and pranks. Beyond the hospital grounds, additional scenes were shot around downtown Toronto, integrating urban streets, parks, and alleys that helped ground the film in a recognizable city environment. Using these locations allowed the filmmakers to combine practical, large-scale exteriors with lively, controlled interiors, giving the Academy a tangible, lived-in feel. Today, the Lakeshore site is part of Humber College, but for audiences, it remains synonymous with the iconic, chaotic energy of Police Academy. Number 3. Producer Paul Maslansky got the idea after watching real cadets being washed out and asked, what if they actually made it? The origin of Police Academy can be traced directly to a single inspired observation by producer Paul Maslansky. While visiting a real police training facility, Maslansky watched a group of cadets being harshly criticized and washed out during their exercises. Instead of simply noting the rigid discipline, he began to imagine an alternate scenario. What if these unlikely, quirky recruits weren't dismissed, but actually managed to complete the program and succeed? That casual musing, a what-if, sparked by a real-life encounter, became the conceptual seed for the entire franchise. Maslansky's insight transformed an ordinary observation of Academy life into a comedic premise with endless possibilities. A motley crew of misfits navigating strict routines, absurd drills, and eccentric instructors, ultimately proving themselves in unexpected ways. Number 4. Big-name actors were considered or auditioned before Steve Guttenberg landed the lead. Michael Keaton, Tom Hanks, and even Bruce Willis were in the mix. Before Steve Guttenberg became the iconic Carey Mahoney, the role attracted considerable interest from several rising stars of the early 1980s. Casting notes and contemporary reports reveal that producers seriously considered a range of big-name actors, each bringing a different energy to the part. Michael Keaton, then on the cusp of major stardom, was among the top contenders, as was Tom Hanks, whose charm and comedic timing made him a natural fit for the misfit cadet role. Judge Reinhold, known for his quirky, approachable persona, was also in the mix. Even Bruce Willis later revealed that he auditioned long before he became a household name. Despite this star-studded pool, Steve Guttenberg ultimately won the role, blending charisma, humor, and the perfect balance of mischief and likability. Guttenberg's portrayal not only anchored the film, but helped launch his career, turning Mahoney into one of the most memorable comedic leads of the decade and proving that sometimes the right performer isn't the most obvious star, but the one who truly embodies the character. Number 5. The franchise's recurring gag location, the Blue Oyster Bar, was a purposely outrageous running joke about a Leatherman's gay bar, a risky mainstream gag in 1984. One of Police Academy's most notorious running gags was the Blue Oyster Bar, a fictional nightclub that became a hallmark of the franchise's edgy humor. Introduced in the first film, the bar was explicitly depicted as a Leatherman's gay bar, a daring and provocative joke for mainstream cinema in 1984. The comedy arises from the cluelessness of the straight macho characters who unknowingly stumble into the bar and react with exaggerated shock or confusion. This recurring sight gag cleverly lampooned rigid notions of masculinity, using irony and social awkwardness to generate laughs while pushing the boundaries of what mainstream audiences were accustomed to seeing on screen. Over multiple sequels, the Blue Oyster Bar evolved into a predictable yet eagerly anticipated set piece, a place where the characters' bravado and ignorance were continually tested. Its inclusion not only provided visual and situational humor, but also marked Police Academy as a series willing to flirt with risque, culturally provocative comedy, cementing the gag as one of the franchise's most memorable and daring comedic threads. Number 6. A real Hollywood stunt legend appears briefly in the film. Dar Robinson is the uncredited, menacing thug in plaid. A little-known but fascinating detail about Police Academy is the brief, almost hidden appearance of legendary Hollywood stuntman Dar Robinson. Widely regarded in the 1970s and 1980s as one of the most innovative and fearless stunt performers, Robinson appears on screen uncredited as the menacing thug in plaid, a fleeting role easily missed by casual viewers. Beyond this small cameo, he also contributed his considerable stunt expertise to the film, performing or coordinating dangerous sequences that helped elevate the physical comedy and action moments. For stunt enthusiasts, spotting Robinson is a delight, a miniature Easter egg that connects the zany comedy to real-world cinematic craftsmanship. His participation underscores the filmmaker's reliance on top-tier stunt talent to pull off pratfalls, chase sequences, and chaotic physical gags safely yet convincingly. Though his on-screen presence is brief, Robinson's contribution behind the scenes left an indelible mark on the film's kinetic energy and comedic timing, making him a hidden but crucial part of the Police Academy legacy. Number 7. The movie was a shockingly cheap to big return hit. Budget approximately $4.8 million. Worldwide gross approximately $150 million. Police Academy stands out as one of the quintessential examples of a low-budget film achieving extraordinary box office success. Produced for a surprisingly modest budget of around $4.8 million, the film went on to earn approximately $149 to $150 million worldwide, transforming a relatively small investment into a massive financial triumph. This remarkable return highlighted the film's broad audience appeal, combining irreverent humor, memorable characters, and high-energy antics to capture mainstream attention. Its success not only solidified the movie as one of the 1980s breakout comedies, but also laid the groundwork for an enduring franchise that eventually spawned 6 sequels, animated series, and merchandise. The contrast between its modest production costs and enormous profits became a textbook example of efficient filmmaking meeting mass-market comedy. For the cast and crew, the film's unexpected popularity elevated careers, particularly Steve Guttenberg, whose performance as Carrie Mahoney became iconic, and proved that inventive, character-driven humor could resonate with audiences worldwide, even without a massive studio budget. Number 8. The production reused actual Toronto locations, like the Silver Dollar Room and Kensington Market, to give the movie a lived-in urban texture. To give Police Academy a sense of authenticity and scale beyond its modest budget, the production team made extensive use of real Toronto locations. Instead of relying solely on studio sets, filmmakers incorporated actual city streets, businesses, and landmarks to create a lived-in urban texture. The Silver Dollar Room, a well-known Toronto bar, was used for key interior sequences, lending the film a genuine nightlife atmosphere that studio recreations could never fully capture. Meanwhile, Kensington Market provided a chaotic, visually rich backdrop for riot and street scenes, its eclectic mix of shops, signage, and bustling pedestrians adding energy and realism to the action. By integrating these real-world locations, the filmmakers expanded the perceived size and scope of the movie, making it feel larger and more dynamic than its $4.8 million budget might suggest. Number 9. Several supporting characters and props were organic set inventions. G.W. Bailey's swagger stick wasn't in the script at first. Many of Police Academy's most memorable visual quirks and character touches emerged organically during filming rather than from the original script. A prime example is G.W. Bailey's iconic swagger stick, which was not part of the initial screenplay. On set, filmmakers and actors experimented with props and small physical details to enhance the humor and personality of their characters, and the baton quickly became a defining feature of Bailey's Sergeant Carew. This kind of improvisation extended to other supporting characters as well, with minor props and gestures evolving into signature comedic elements that audiences came to associate with the film. These spontaneous additions added layers of personality and physical comedy that the written page alone couldn't convey. The process highlights the collaborative, experimental nature of the production, where actors and crew contributed creatively to the world of the Academy. Such on-the-fly inventions gave the film its distinctive texture, making characters feel more real, eccentric, and memorable, and cementing these small details as enduring hallmarks of the franchise's visual and comedic identity. Number 10. The riot climax used hundreds of extras and staged chaos on Toronto streets. It wasn't a tiny second-unit shoot. The climax of Police Academy, featuring the chaotic showdown between the cadets and a gang of hoodlums, was a major production undertaking that went far beyond a simple second-unit shoot. Hundreds of extras were enlisted from the local Toronto community to populate the streets, creating a believable, bustling urban battleground. Filming required careful coordination of both performers and practical effects, as well as temporary street closures and meticulous staging to ensure safety while maintaining the frenetic energy of the riot. By leveraging Toronto's diverse locations and enthusiastic background actors, the production was able to achieve a scope that felt far larger than the modest $4.8 million budget might suggest. The filmmakers orchestrated a carefully balanced mix of controlled chaos and comedic timing, allowing slapstick gags, chase sequences, and visual jokes to unfold naturally within the environment. Number 11. The producers deliberately cast a rainbow coalition of comic types, military, nerd, tough, gentle giant, and so on, to maximize recurring gags. From the earliest stages, Police Academy was conceived as a block comedy, deliberately structured around a diverse ensemble of characters whose contrasting personalities could generate endless comedic possibilities. Producer and writer discussions, along with early treatment notes, reveal a conscious strategy. Assemble a rainbow coalition of comic types, each embodying a distinct archetype. The nervous nerd, the macho jock, the overly serious cadet, the gentle giant, and the eccentric prankster were designed to interact in ways that produced recurring gags and visual humor. Characters like Tackleberry, Hightower, Larvell Jones, Hooks, and Fackler weren't just one-off jokes. They were conceived as versatile comedic instruments, capable of sustaining sight gags, verbal humor, and slapstick routines across multiple sequences and eventually sequels. Number 12. Michael Winslow's stage act, dozens of sound effects, landed him the role after someone saw him open for Count Basie. Michael Winslow's casting as Larvell Jones was a direct result of his extraordinary stage act, which showcased dozens of sound effects performed solely with his voice. According to production anecdotes, Winslow caught the attention of Police Academy's creative team when he opened for jazz legend Count Basie, dazzling audiences and industry insiders alike with his uncanny ability to mimic sirens, gunfire, animal noises, and machinery. His act was not merely a novelty, it demonstrated precise timing, comedic instincts, and versatility that filmmakers recognized could be translated directly to the screen. The producers and writers were so impressed by Winslow's skills that they built the character of Larvell Jones around his vocal talents, ensuring that his beatboxing and sound effects would become a central comedic feature. Number 13. The film launched a real-world stunt and theme attraction. Multiple parks built a Police Academy stunt show. The success of Police Academy extended far beyond the silver screen, inspiring real-world stunt attractions that brought the film's chaotic comedy to life for live audiences. Theme parks, including Warner Brothers Movie World, developed full-scale Police Academy stunt shows that replicated the movie's signature slapstick humor, high-energy chases, and physical gags in a controlled, live setting. These performances often featured cadet training drills, comedic pratfalls, and over-the-top stunts, giving visitors a hands-on sense of the film's zany, action-packed tone. By translating the movie's physical comedy into a live spectacle, the franchise demonstrated its appeal across multiple entertainment platforms, proving that its humor and action could resonate outside traditional cinema. The attractions became long-running staples, delighting fans who wanted to experience the chaos firsthand, and further cemented the Police Academy brand as both a cinematic and cultural phenomenon. This cross-platform success highlighted how inventive comedy, memorable characters, and stunt-driven storytelling could evolve into enduring, interactive experiences. Number 14. Franchise oddity. Tony Hawk briefly worked as a stunt skate double on Police Academy 4, then got fired because of a growth spurt. A curious footnote in Police Academy history involves skateboarding legend Tony Hawk, long before he became a household name. Early in his career, Hawk was hired as a stunt and skating double for David Spade on Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, 1993. His job was to perform skateboard sequences in place of Spade, ensuring the physical comedy looked smooth and authentic. However, the gig was short-lived. Hawk experienced a sudden growth spurt that made him noticeably taller than the actor he was doubling. This unexpected height difference created continuity issues on camera, leading the production to let him go. Though his time on the film was brief and largely unseen by audiences, the anecdote endures as a quirky piece of Hollywood trivia, a you-were-almost-in-the-movie story that fans and insiders still reference. It highlights both the unpredictable nature of working in early stunt and double work, and how even a future superstar like Hawk had humble, fleeting beginnings within mainstream comedy productions. Number 15. The series eventually spun into 6 direct sequels and a TV series. Even the early team didn't expect that many follow-ups. The unexpected success of the original Police Academy set the stage for a sprawling franchise that far exceeded the early team's expectations. Initially conceived as a single low-budget comedy, its massive box office returns inspired 6 theatrical sequels released between 1985 and 1994, each attempting to recapture the zaniness and ensemble energy of the first film. In addition, a short-lived television series extended the brand to the small screen, though it failed to achieve the same cultural impact. Producers, writers, and returning cast members recognized that while critical reception waned with each new installment, the financial incentives remained strong. Audiences consistently responded to the familiar characters, slapstick humor, and recurring gags, making each follow-up a commercially safe bet. The sequels explored increasingly absurd scenarios while maintaining the core rainbow coalition of comic types, allowing actors like Steve Guttenberg, Michael Winslow, and G.W. Bailey to reprise their signature roles. The franchise's longevity, which even surprised its original creators, illustrates how a single, low-budget comedy can evolve into a multi-film phenomenon fueled by audience loyalty and the predictable allure of recurring character-driven humor. Number 16. Some cast members became genre regulars or moved behind the camera. Marion Ramsey, Hooks, continued acting and others directed TV later. Police Academy provided a launchpad for several cast members and collaborators to build enduring careers in comedy and television. Marion Ramsey, who portrayed the earnest and lovable cadet Hooks, continued acting steadily for years after the franchise, appearing in TV shows, guest roles, and voice work. And other ensemble members and supporting actors leveraged their visibility to secure recurring roles in sitcoms, dramas, and film comedies throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Beyond on-screen work, some participants moved behind the camera, directing episodes of television or contributing to other productions, using the skills and experience gained during the chaotic, fast-paced shooting of the films. Even smaller guest players and stunt performers found that the series' popularity opened doors for longer-term work in Hollywood's comedy circuit. The film's collaborative, improvisational environment gave these performers a chance to showcase versatility, timing, and physical comedy, which translated into careers beyond the Academy. In this way, Police Academy served not just as a box office hit, but also as a practical training ground and stepping stone for a generation of comedic talent. Number 17. The Blue Oyster gag became so famous, its name has been borrowed by real clubs and referenced across other comedies. The Blue Oyster Bar gag from Police Academy achieved a level of cultural recognition that far outlived the original film, becoming a recurring touchstone in comedy and popular culture. The joke, centered on straight, clueless characters inadvertently wandering into a Leatherman's gay bar, resonated as a playful, risque commentary on masculinity and social norms. Its notoriety led to the name being borrowed by real-world bars, often as a tongue-in-cheek nod to the film, and it has been referenced in numerous other comedies, cartoons, and sketch shows over the years. Writers and performers used the Blue Oyster shorthand as a convenient cultural signifier, instantly evoking the idea of an unexpected, provocative setting where characters' assumptions and insecurities are humorously exposed. The gag's endurance underscores how a cleverly conceived, visually simple joke can transcend its source material, influencing humor, pop culture references, and even real-world venues. Today, the Blue Oyster remains synonymous with cheeky, boundary-pushing comedy, a lasting legacy of the franchise's willingness to flirt with daring and socially aware humor. Number 18. Crew and small credited items hide interesting cameos. Future stars like John Hawkes and Georgina Spelvin appear in bit parts. Police Academy's sprawling ensemble and bustling set provided fertile ground for hidden gems and early appearances by actors who would later achieve significant fame. Amid the credited cast and background performers, attentive viewers can spot future stars in surprisingly minor roles, turning the film into a treasure hunt for cinephiles. For instance, John Hawkes, who would later earn acclaim for dramatic and character-driven roles, appears briefly in an early, almost unnoticeable part, blending into the hectic Academy environment. Similarly, other performers, including Georgina Spelvin, make fleeting appearances that go largely unnoticed by casual audiences but delight fans familiar with their later careers. These tiny, often improvised moments showcase the film's collaborative energy and provide layers of depth to an otherwise comedic production. The abundance of small roles, background action, and ensemble interplay means that Police Academy rewards repeat viewings, offering fans the fun of spotting recognizable faces before they became well-known, and preserving a snapshot of rising talent amid the chaos and humor of the Academy. Number 19. The franchise prospered commercially even when critics were harsh. The first movie's box office versus critical response is a classic case of audience versus critic split. Police Academy is a textbook example of the divide between critical reception and audience enthusiasm. Upon its 1984 release, critics were often lukewarm or dismissive, labeling its humor as lowbrow or formulaic. Yet moviegoers responded with enthusiasm, drawn to the film's anarchic slapstick, quirky ensemble, and chaotic, character-driven gags. The contrast between critical skepticism and popular approval translated into remarkable financial success. Produced for roughly $4.8 million, the film grossed around $150 million worldwide, demonstrating how mid-budget comedies with broad appeal could outperform expectations. This striking audience versus critic split became a key factor in the franchise's longevity, encouraging studios to greenlight 6 sequels and even a short-lived television series despite diminishing critical reception over time. Police Academy thus serves as a classic business case study, illustrating how understanding and catering to audience tastes, rather than relying solely on critical endorsement, can yield massive returns, launch careers, and establish a durable, profitable comedy brand in Hollywood's 1980s landscape. Number 20. Small production details. Fans still hunt for shot-on-location plaques, and the old Lakeshore Hospital signage are now preserved by local film history projects. Even decades after filming, Police Academy continues to captivate fans who seek out its real-world locations and production artifacts. Many sequences were shot on location at the former Lakeshore Psychiatric Hospital in Toronto, whose distinctive architecture gave the Academy scenes their memorable institutional look. Today, local film history organizations and the Lakeshore grounds preserve plaques, signage, and archival materials documenting the production, including shooting notes, behind-the-scenes photos, and some props. Enthusiasts can trace a Police Academy trail across Toronto, visiting spots like the hospital grounds, downtown streets, and former businesses used in key scenes. These tangible remnants allow fans to connect with the film beyond the screen, experiencing firsthand the environments that shaped its comedy and visual style. Collecting such details has become a niche hobby for cinephiles who appreciate the blend of history, architecture, and Hollywood lore preserved in these sites. This dedication underscores the film's lasting cultural impact, turning ordinary urban spaces into cherished landmarks for fans of the franchise. What do you think about these facts? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.